What's up, everybody? My name is TJ, aka Thomas Johnson in the building, and today we are here with 3 videos in one to talk about the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like, what the fuck? Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is the Assassin's Creed on Japan that people been waiting for a long time and all that shit. So yeah, we're gonna watch like 3 videos, like one explaining the world and probably the characters as well. And we're gonna watch first like the trailer and shit like that. And we're gonna see like what do I think. I mean, we'll see what the fuck is going on, you know. I mean, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this game. I mean, like, if you're a guy like in Twitter a lot, like there's a lot of shit happens every time. So when the guy announced like a fucking black dude and a female dude, you know, a female girl in the same fucking game, like what the fuck, man? You're asking for a lot of shit today. So yeah, we're gonna watch this shit and we're gonna give our thoughts and shit like that. So you can expect that. Oh, almost. It looks good, it looks good. I mean, CGI. Oh shit, gostou por cima. Yeah, nice.
My family burns in the name of unification.
Oh shit, the Mongols. I mean, Mongols are somewhere, so it kind of looks like Ghost of Tsushima. Here he is. Oh shit.
You're still a frog in a well who knows nothing of the sea.
It looks cool though.
Oceans filled with new ships, but they all come from the same river.
Oh, ship bad.
Greed. Power.
Is there like a show called Shogun? Man, okay, that looks cool. I mean, if you don't like the black guy, you at least need to admit that he looks cool. Look at this.
Will you continue down that river? Or choose another path beyond what we see?
Then we must look for it together.
So, double protagonists, double characters.
We must learn to trust, rebuild.
And follow the blade.
I just think about something. Cool. Double kill. Man, something that I wish they come back is double kills. I mean, there is double kills, but with double blades and shit like that.
I said, who do you serve?
Oh shit, the black guy. Oh, look at the black guy.
The shadows.
That serve the light.
Okay, I mean, let me see if there's something more. No. Okay. Assassin's Creed Shadows CGI trailer. So, what are my thoughts? Not gonna lie, Assassin's Creed Valhalla had a better CGI trailer than this. But, I mean, it's not like that it looks bad or anything, but the Valhalla one looks so fucking cool, bro. I have to say, but yeah, so uh, we're gonna have like two protagonists, as you can see over here, and one of them is gonna be more stealth like, you know what I'm saying, like. And I hope the girl has like dual blades and things like that, because that is always cool, and it would be fucking awesome to do like double takedowns with double hidden blade and things like that. So yeah, man, like, I mean, in Japan, like, I mean, if you like a fan of mythologies and things like that, like me, Japan is a really fucking cool place to do some stuff like that. Now I don't know how much of a like fantasy game this is gonna be, or how much of a normal, a more grounded game this is gonna be. But if this game like has like dragons and shit like that, man, it's gonna be like, look. Some of you don't like this kind of things in Assassin's Creed, but I don't care. Like, it's a game, so I like both ways. If both ways are make very good, then there's nothing to like say about that. Okay, now we're gonna see about the characters and things like that. Um, yeah, let's go. I mean, I have nothing to say. Like, uh, besides, of course, people saying a bunch of shit about the black dude and forgetting about the Japanese girl. I mean, let's see.
With our dual protagonists, we have two fantasy, the samurai and the shinobi. We want the
I'm sorry if you guys are not listening to the thing over here, like to the video and things like that, because I try to like do like a video in this like PC. I mean, it is naughty book over here. But man, like, I have to say, like, this thing over here is dog shit. Like, if you start like doing a video, everything breaks, basically. Like, it's almost like playing Anthem in like the fucking launch. Like, it's impossible.
player to experience both, and we cannot squeeze both fantasy into one character because samurai and shinobi comes from a different social class. They have different lives, so we cannot really mix them together.
The
Makes
historical
sense.
character of Yasuke presented a really exciting opportunity for the narrative team. We approached it in the same way that so much of the work is done in Assassin's Creed, which is really in terms of research and history first. Not a lot is known about him, but what we did know, or we do know, is that he arrived in Japan in 1579, right when our game starts.
So some people are saying that Yasuki wasn't like a samurai. He was like a hetene, which is, I don't know what that means, but if I would imagine what it was, it's like a level below samurai. Which I don't know. I don't know history. Like, people just became like very professional in history and things like that. So I don't know nothing about that.
And that he had relationships with some of the most interesting people in our setting, like Oda Nobunaga, the Portuguese, and Jesuits, which made it very sort of tantalizing and enticing from a narrative perspective to come in and start weaving these facts with story in between.
Man, this girl looking to the black dude, I imagine like some random like Twitter guy looking at the new Assassin's Creed like for the first time, like, and seeing that there's a black dude. I think this is like the same reaction, but Like I just think about that. It's just so funny.
The more we read about the character, the more he was inspiring for us. He's a foreigner discovering Japan, and we thought it's the perfect fit because he's discovering Japan, and you are discovering Japan also.
I mean, it makes
And
sense.
on the flip,
Like a character just discovering like this new world of people, like the Asians, like a black dude that was a slave his entire life, and now of nowhere, like he comes to this island, and now he's discovering like these people and this new culture. And while he also discovered this, the player is also discovering as well. Like it makes sense. It makes for like a good story. Kind of like the guy that doesn't know what's going on. Kind of like go to this fantasy world that nobody knows him, nobody knows you. And even though that it's kind of cliche because people already done this, I really like it. Like if they do it right, like I don't think it could go wrong. Like it's like a safe way to put your character on a story. Now I don't know about you, but I mean it is what it is, right?
side we have Naue, who comes from the province of Iga, which is a remote mountain.
This guy looks like the fucking actor from John Wick and the guy that did Scorpion. I don't know his name, but he's a great actor. But I just thought like he looks exactly like his. And now he's like on the Shogun show. Like this guy is fucking great.
Mountainous area, fiercely independent, known as the birthplace of shinobi. So they're very contrasting perspectives that really expose a lot of different sides and facets of the era.
When Oda came, he completely destroyed Iga. You have Yasuke and Oda that coming to destroy the shinobi. So it can kind of create this interesting tension between two characters.
We were able to connect her to the province of Iga and the legendary Igan shinobi historical figure, Fujibayashi Nagato, who's her father in the game. So we understand why she has the skills that she has and the values that she learns from her father and the people of Iga, which are valor, benevolence, and wisdom. And as a young person still at the start of the game, we get to see now
Man, I'm curious, like, what the fuck is the assassins are doing over here? Like, I mean, of course, they are being assassins. They are trying to bring, like, control and peace for the people and shit like that, and try to fight like the bad guys or like, fuck, I forgot. The Templars. They try to fight the Templars and shit like that. And I'm like, man, like how the fuck they gonna do this? Like the Templars and assassins, like it's because like this far, like if you count like Odyssey and Valhalla, like it doesn't make sense. Like yeah, like everything, like as far as I know, everything started with origins and things like that, but like I don't know, man. Like it just seems like it doesn't work more. Like this thing of assassins and Templars is almost like they forgot. And now that if they bring it back, like, is it gonna be cool as again? Like, is it even gonna matter in this story? So I'm curious about that.
acquire even more of that wisdom as the story unfolds.
And if you ask anybody, it's super clear that samurai will be combat heavy and a shinobi will be stealth heavy.
That makes
Create
sense.
this distinction right away. Yasuke can fight with all his advantage, his stature, like he's a big guy. He can break door. He can fight multiple enemies. He
A
can
big
break
black
armor.
guy.
Compared to Naue, like her character and their outfit, it's really about being stealth, being unseen. She's the only one with the hidden blade, so they have clear advantage that put them into the stealth and the combat, even if they can do a bit of both.
They're a really great pair together because on one side we have Naue, who's very intense and passionate and determined woman who is very set on her goals. She's kind of got her heart on her sleeve and she'll say what she feels in the heat of the moment. And this intensity that she brings as a shinobi, but that she also brings to her relationship. And this balances very well with Yasuke, who is sort of a thoughtful, level head to Naoe's fiery passion. We really thought about somebody like Yasuke historically who was able to come to Japan and have the life that he did there, to enter service for Oda Nobunaga and achieve all of the things that he did. Like, what kind of person?
I don't know if they're gonna do this, but I think it would be awesome to explore like the time where Yasuke came to Japan as a slave, like, and like he didn't know where to go and things like that, and then they found him, and they kind of like strange because like he's a black dude that is bigger than everybody there. At least that was what I heard. I think that would be fucking awesome because like you explore the story of this guy that doesn't know where he's going or where he is. In the beginning as a slave, and then he goes through like this history to become a samurai and things like that. I hope they probably not gonna do this. They probably gonna show him like as a samurai doing orders and doing tasks and things like that. But that will be really interesting because it will put more depth to the character and things like that. Like kind of like he learning the culture, like some girl Japanese trying to teach him and things like that, and he's like kind of like, man, what the fuck am I doing here? Like that would be awesome.
Would go through all of this. So our Yasuke is very intelligent, thoughtful, and respectful of this culture that he encounters, and that makes him a very nice sort of counterpart to Naoe. He's a bit mysterious as well, and that's something we get to see unfold as the game progresses.
Okay, I mean it looks interesting. Like they could make a really interesting story with these characters. I don't know how, but they could, you know. So we're gonna go to the last video. I think is a video up talking about the worlds and things like that. So, I mean, stay away. All right, last video, and I want to thank you for. I mean, if you discovered this channel right now and feel like feeling like, man, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about and things like that. Like, I mean, I appreciate at least you guys in here. Like, I mean, if there's anybody watching this video, so I mean, I'm trying like. I'm gonna try to do like a stream. I try to do like a stream with playing The Last of Us in like with a broken controller because the controller that I have right now for the PS4 is basically broken and things like that. So I'm trying to do like a live stream in the most difficult mode possible. Trying to finish like The Last of Us in like permadeath. Just because I don't have nothing to do right now and the controller is broken, so there's a lot of games that I can't play that I wish I could in in like a stream and things like that. So sorry. So for now you guys gonna have to see me do these reactions and things like that. So I mean, it is what it is.
Assistant Director of Cinematic Design on Assassin's Creed Shadows.
This is the
And I'm Jonathan Simon, creator
last video
of Assassin's Creed
about
Shadows.
the world and things like that.
Today, we're going to take a look at our reveal trailer of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
From the beginning, we really wanted to try to create this atmosphere of danger, so we're getting glimpses of our shinobi protagonist, Naoe, as she chases down a target through the shadows. We wanted to feel as though she has complete control over her environment, and a real homage to old ninja films where we just get like little glimpses of her in the background. Not really sure what we're seeing. And finally we get her incredible reveal here, cloaked in shadows.
You know, I heard someone talk about like, how Ubisoft like how they kind of create these little words for the trailers and reviews, like incredible reviews and things like that. Like I get it. It's to hype you up for the game and things like that. But man, like Ubisoft, you guys need to change that. Like I think all the studio needs to kind of change that. Yeah, I get it. Like let's just say you're doing a game and you're fucking very excited and shit like that, but if I was like a producer in one of those games, I would be like, man, like this incredible reveal that everybody been waiting for like a bunch of years and things like that. Like I get it, you're excited for the game and you have to make people excited, but man, sometimes it doesn't work, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be like, look, I'm doing this game over here, like I mean if you guys think it's cool and shit like that, check it out, like buy and shit like that. But not like incredible and things like that. But I mean, anyways, I get it, like excitement. So that's fucking with you.
Homage to old ninja films where we just get like little glimpses of her in the background, not really sure what we're seeing. And finally, we get her incredible reveal here, cloaked in shadows.
Naoi is from Iga. She is a farmer warrior, daughter of Fujibayashi Nagato. She's a capable person, let's say that. As we were going to learn in the trailer, she will be taking on a role of protector.
So she basically protecting her people and things like that.
What we're looking at is the province of Iga, the homeland of Naoi. It's isolated a little bit in the mountains, and they were home of the shinobi. They come from here, or at least a portion of them come from here. And the interesting thing is, once we traveled to Japan and we visited this province, it became very clear how that world came together. Like, so it's sort of isolated in the mountains, sort of kept to itself. It's a very good representation, in my opinion, of that place.
Okay. I mean, it looks cool though.
Our customs,
And beautiful.
my family.
Now, if is this game gonna be more beautiful than Ghost of Tsushima? I doubt that, but I'm sorry if I'm comparing both of them, but
So what we're
it is
seeing
really
here are the troops of Oda Nobunaga. In 1579, there was the first attack from Oda Nobunaga's clan, and then in 1581, there was a second attack, a much more violent one, where Iga got crushed. And what we're seeing here is the Oda troops marching into the province of Iga.
Bringing split screen to the trailer was part of our attempt at formulating an homage towards a lot of Japanese media and culture. And so we tried to incorporate some of that style into the game as well. It's reflected in a lot of our cutscenes and cinematics. And we thought it'd be really cool to bring that on as early as possible. And so we pushed for it in the reveal trailer as well. It allows us to kind of show off both protagonists at various points in their lives and how maybe that relationship can change over time.
When we have Yasuke that turns around and says,
So basically, what they're saying is that this little line that they have here in the middle of the trailer sometimes is like a kind of like their relationship with each other in certain parts of the game. I think this part where the village is being burned and this Yasuke is killing a bunch of people is probably like the beginning of the game. I guess it's probably like the beginning, very beginning, where they are having like the first meeting. I should say like that, the first contact with each other. So, and the reason why this line is like a little bit to the angle to the left is because they like kind of like fuck you in like a sense. And when it comes like in the middle, it's basically like, okay, now we kind of cool and shit like that. So it's nice. I mean, it's a detail.
Who knows nothing of the sea.
it is a proverb from Japan. For us, sort of resonates with both their journey. As they open their eyes or know a little bit more, things are not necessarily as they seem. And that's sort of a driving force for them. That's what is going to unite Naoi and Yasuke. That's something that's bigger.
The ocean's filled with new ships.
So here we're in Sakai, a big port in Japan. The ships that we are seeing are Portuguese ships. They are a version of the black ships or a lot of the merchant ships that
Can you
were
control it?
coming in and out of Japan at this point. A few came to Sakai, but mostly in Nagasaki. But for the sake of the trailer, it's happening in Sakai.
Man, we're gonna have to control like this ship. Like you can't have this big ass fucking ship and we can't control them. But I mean, like, this game is like they said that this game is gonna be at the same size as Oranges and things like that. Now,
would you be able to do like naval battles with a game in the size of Origins? Because I mean, I think you could, because if I'm not mistaken, Assassin's Creed Origin is bigger than Black Flag, if I'm not mistaken. So if that's the case, I think they could do naval battles and things like that. But man, like if you like, this game gonna have like base building is gonna be fucking awesome. I hope it's better than Valhalla, because Valhalla, even though that it's cool to see it progresses through time, it still doesn't feel like, it still doesn't feel good. Like you don't have too much options and things like that. So I'm hoping to see like something cool like that, and maybe naval battles are return and upgraded. I mean, this is the biggest game, so
The person we're seeing on screen is Oda Nobunaga. So he is known for being one of the three great unifiers of Japan. A very polarizing character, depending on which side you were.
We're seeing Yasuke's first audience here with Oda Nobunaga, and one of the reasons why this meeting could even happen is due to Oda's deep relations with the Portuguese.
I heard Yazuki has like this relationship with his lord, with this guy that I think unify like Japan and things like that. So I think it would be cool to have like this relationship of kind of like friendly, like friend relationship with this big lord and things like that. Kind of like a double, like a double. I don't know. And you know what I think about? You know what I think about they should have done over here? I think they should have done like a kind of story like Rush Hour. You know the movie Rush Hour with the black dude that I forgot the name. Please forgive me. And the Jack Chan in the scene, like, and then doing a bunch of jokes about black and Japan, and Asian stuff. Like, man, I think that would be fucking awesome if they done like a story like a Rush Hour 4, kind of like a Rush Hour 4 movie.
Through trade, which resulted in him becoming quite a force to reckon with when it came to the use of Teppo. All this to say, Oda Nobunaga is an incredibly powerful figure
But
at the
they're not
time,
gonna do
very
that.
important to our story as well.
There are a lot of speculation about Yasuke's arrival in Japan. The most common one is that Yasuke came in a couple of years before this meeting, and he learned Japanese quite fast, and he was very fluent into the Japanese culture, and it impressed Oda. So his stature, of course, impressed Oda. He was seen as super big. His skin color was one thing as well, that the reports on the Chronicle of Oda say that was the first African man that Oda had ever seen. Oda asked him to stay with him, and this is what we know pretty much.
People in Japan basically think this first black dude is basically like, if you one day we have like blue people, kind of like an Avatar and shit like that. But man, like, let me ask you something weird. Do you guys think we ever gonna get a new color people, like a new skin color humans and things like that, like yellow or blue, like that would be very interesting to see.
The story of Yasuke. So there are a couple of elements that we will see also in the game that are historical reports of his presence. But then after that, there's quite a bit of an interesting what if with him that will happen.
The initial volley, this is a concept that we had very early on. This really cool idea of the initial reveal of Yasuke emerging from the gun smoke. To us, that really ties him to
That's
Oda's
cool.
battle style, and as probably one of the most important people to Oda in our game specifically. And what we're seeing here is a battle between the Oda clan and another rival clan, as a big part of the unification was taking down some of these rival clans for territory. What we see is Yasuke cutting people down with a great deal of ease. These are all moves that are going to be in the game. We specifically made sure all the choreography shown in the trailer are all taken directly from gameplay itself.
Ah, that's fucking awesome. I mean, can double fight two people like.
One of our big breakthroughs in this game is definitely this element of dynamic time, seasons, and weather.
Like double tick down.
Or choose another path.
One of our big breakthroughs in this game is definitely this element of dynamic time, seasons, and weather. And we were kind of racking our brains with how to depict this in a trailer. And so one of the ways we thought about establishing their relationship was to kind of break the rules of time a lot. We're seeing them out of place a lot. They're seeing each other, but that might not be literally the first time they meet or lock eyes. And what we're seeing here really is kind of a culmination of both of their journeys.
Even though Yasuke has been on a journey as a fighter for Oda Nobunaga, does he think that this is the right thing to do? Now he's confronted to the destruction of province of Iga, so sort of a tying two worlds together at this point.
In particular, the shot of them in the open field to us is really this moment out of time. It's them speaking to each other on a level that might not literally have ever happened, but it's really the moment that really brings them together. And just like a quick little note here for those eagle-eyed viewers, you'll note that the split screen is slightly different here, which was once again a deliberate decision we made. The other one has a bit more of a slant to it, maybe a bit more
the
aggressive,
split screen
especially if you're
shit.
familiar with like anime or manga codes, comic book codes. But here, flattening it out a little bit, establishes that maybe the relationship is different. I don't want to speak too much about that, but given the time period of our game, unification is a really big deal. And I think the concept of unification can
Makes
mean
sense.
very different things to different people. And it definitely resonates differently for our two main characters.
And we must look for it.
It's kind of like Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but a little bit more depth to it. You know, like the guys in the Syndicate, like the twins, they were like kind of like brothers and things like that, and they are like they are really fun, like story wise. Like they are not like crazy, like kind of like Ezio type of story, but it's a really fun story, you know, double characters having these double personalities and conversations and ideas, and they share them with each other in the middle of the game and things like that. Like it was really fun, and of course, different skill trees, different abilities, more options. That's gonna be cool.
Together.
So what we're seeing here is that Naoe and Yasuke do have allies in the world. Like every good shinobi, she has access to a network of spies and people that can help her and trade for information. And we're seeing here is somebody giving her information on the whereabouts of the person that she's looking for. In the game, you can switch between both characters as you please. They do have a life when they're not played, so that when you switch back characters, you can see them do something different.
Most of our black box level designs allow for both playstyles to work kind of perfectly. You can choose the one that you prefer. If you want to go in and just be full of brawn, cut people down with Yasuke, you have that option. If you want to take a sneakier option, well, you'll see what that looks like in a second.
Rebuild.
This is my favorite part, the wink.
A big thing we were pushing for in our trailer was to really humanize our protagonists. Real emotional stakes, make them feel like people you could actually see.
Man, now that I think about isn't this game we're gonna have like these interactions with Asuki like as a black man, like as the first black man in the fucking Japan, like is there gonna be like interactions like you walking on the streets and then people are seeing you like what the fuck is this guy, like is this guy from another planet or should I, like, that would be very interesting to see, like because I mean it's the first black guy in the fucking Japan, so like you have to have some type of interaction with this kind of thing. Like you can just walk on the street like with people like already know you and shit like that. I mean unless it's like a place where everybody already knows you, but like it'll be interesting to see.
In real life, especially given that Yasuke is based on a real person. You want to be authentic, at least somewhat, to a full breadth of emotions that you can portray.
And follow the blade.
Give them quite a bit of new tools for Naoe and stuff, and one of them is the grappling hook. And the grappling hook allows you to climb over
Alright,
walls that
new
you cannot climb
tools.
with Yasuke. which opens different paths for Naui. And there's quite a bit of hook points in the game. So
So they have
every
unique
layout
stuff.
that you're gonna see, and sometimes to come in from a different entry point. So it's an integral part of their stealth arsenal, as she can navigate much faster into the open world.
And that's one of the big changes between
That's
Yasuke
cool.
and Naue. One of the key differences is her ability to take a much more vertical approach. And a lot of our locations are
I
big
mean, it's like unique stuff for the characters, which makes like new things more interesting for each one. So each one can feel the same and things like that. Like that's cool.
castles, big tenshues with these giant walls, and it offers her a whole new vantage point for a lot of these missions where Yasuke doesn't have necessarily the same opportunity.
Now we can fight and hold our own against a few enemies, but she's not a big brawler like Yasuke is to take on a horde of enemies, right? She is light armored and she's quick and she's agile.
And that's definitely
Which
one of the
makes
key
sense.
elements. Her sheer speed. She's very, very quick and extremely lethal. But as soon as she's seen, the danger really rises for her, and she's got to get out of there as fast as possible. Is destruction in the game, Joe?
Yeah.
Are some things breakable?
If this means there's gonna be destruction environments, that's a plus. That's a plus. Destruction environments are always cool.
Yeah, shit is breakable in the game. Part of our dynamic world and the dynamism that we created for Japan goes also in the low-level destruction. So the weapons that we put a lot of little technological breakthroughs for our weapons, where you can destroy a large amount of props in the game. You can see them plow through the Suji doors. You can destroy a full market if you wanted with the Kanobu. Obviously, the goal is still not to break everybody's stuff, but Yasuke can do it as well as Naui, depending on the weapons they're using.
It's just kind of like a
Yasuke's not the
berserker.
only one that can break through those shoji doors. Now he can assassinate people.
I mean, makes sense. He's big as fuck.
This is a weapon that Yasuke can carry around in the game. It's called a Kanobu. It's a very heavy weapon that does a lot of damage. It's a little bit of a slower weapon compared to katana, for example. But it is a weapon that brings a lot of destruction as Yasuke wields it. And Yasuke is a strong man, so he's the perfect candidate to handle the Kanobu in the game.
I said, who do you serve? We are the shadows.
That served the light.
The hidden blade has two functions, so it can come out as a regular hidden blade, like for stabbing people. But now we can extrude it, the second portion, flip it so that she has a dual wield using this.
Is that gonna be like the crossbow back, like the hidden blade crossbow kind of thing, that he can shoot like the blades and things like that? Like that'll be like an interesting comeback, like. And now he talk about like how fast she is and things like that. But how fast though? Like how fast? If he's gonna be like levels of unity without really doubt. Like because like I think as a Assassin's Creed, like a stealth focus, I think Unity like I think Unity is like the fastest, you know. Like Arnold is like the fastest assassin, I think. I mean, outside of Ezio, I don't know how fast. Like I don't know how fast those characters is compared to other, but I feel like Arnold in Assassin's Creed Unity is like fast enough, you know.
Smaller weapon called a Tanto and her hidden blade at the same time. So that's a very fast, damaging situation for most people that are fighting her at that time.
And what Joe touched on is something that I know fans have been wanting for a long time, to bring back hidden blade combat, like being able to just fight with your hidden blade. And we brought that back with the Tonto style. It's very cool, very fast. Once again, very lethal.
shit. Okay, that's a W. That's a.
When it came to the
That's
name of
a
the
dub.
game, that was something I remember Joe talking about, making sure we had some sort of base into the original lore. And this line was always something that really stuck out with you. We put it in the trailer as well as a kind of punctuation, shadows. they are working in the shadows to serve the light. That's always been the callback we wanted to conjure with this. Paired with that is also our renewed emphasis on stealth in this game. There are a lot of new mechanics we've added. There are a lot of really interesting tools we've given Nawe.
That's
I think
nice.
for fans
That's
of
nice.
stealth, you're going to be
That's
extremely
nice.
pleased with some of the mechanics we've added to the game.
Hey.
And a little bit on a meta level for both characters, Nawe being a shinobi, but coming from a place that's not necessarily prominent or just at the forefront of the conflict, but a little bit more emerging back from the shadows. It fits with her. And Yasuke as well, coming from a background that's outside of Japan. They are working in the shadows, but they are doing so to protect the land. This is a very interesting narrative that will flow towards something pretty positive for us in the game and very satisfying.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. Assassin's Creed Shadows is out November 15th, and we cannot wait to show you more.
Thank you. Okay. Now, everything looks very interesting. That's the truth of it. It looks very interesting. So, I mean, this could be shaped to be one of the best like Assassin's Creed games, or this could be like a very big disappointment. You know, like people got really disappointed with Valhalla. I personally enjoy Valhalla, so yeah. Hey man, like you can blame me. Like I like RPG stuff. You know, I like Viking shit. I like Valhalla as a Viking game, to be honest. But this could be like a really good Assassin's Creed game, or could be. I mean, this game is kind of like aiming for being both really great RPG and really great like Assassin's Creed game. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but everything that I see here and heard sound very interesting. Now I wanna talk with you like, are you gonna buy this game like, cause you see a bunch of people saying shit and saying that that this game looks awesome. And I'm gonna say like, don't believe them. Don't believe in me if you want to. Don't buy this game if you want to. Nobody's putting like a pistol on your head. Like somebody is like kind of like threatening you with a gun. Like don't buy things if you don't want to. But if you feel like that this game interests you, of course, wait for the gameplay. Don't pre-order. Don't do that shit. Wait for the gameplay and see what you. I mean, and see if this game interests you, because if you buy T-Shin on pre-order like right now and you just didn't see the gameplay, I mean of course all the Assassin's Creed almost like look the same and things like that, have like a mechanics bring from the old ones to the new ones, but even then man, like you don't should buy things because like you think the trailer looks cool. Like you should wait for gameplay. You should wait what the game feels to you, what you feel about the game and things like that. You should wait for more information, things like that, and don't hear about opinions or advice of other people online, because they can say what you should do in your life. Even I'm just like 18 years. I have like 18 years of age, so I can say what you should do. Like if you hear me to base your opinion on, like you shouldn't do that, because I'm not perfect and nobody in the internet is perfect. So I mean, it is what it is. Like Assassin's Creed, I love Assassin's Creed. Let's go. I hope this is good, you know. And the price of this game I saw, and like man, if you still do pre-orders and shit like that, like come on, stop. Anyway, this is TJ, aka Thomas Johnson, and I'm out. And until the next video, whatever that is.